Hello again. Some time ago I made this sword. It's a wooden one, hazel branch, with ebony and brass, and it's inspired by an Iberian Falcatta, and it's been on my shelf, and I've thought it really needs some protection. So I was thinking, well, maybe I should make a scabbard for it. So I've drawn out on a pattern here the blade, and then I've left space around a centimetre around the edge, and I've made it the width here so that I can actually pull it out. And I have some of this, it's like an expanded hard plastic foam board. My son used it to make a scabbard for a Bowie knife, and that seemed to work quite well. So I was thinking I'll make it out of this, and then I've got some really thin aluminium sheet. I was thinking of hammering that and folding it over, so let's start. So I've cut out all the pieces. I've got one side here, and then what I'm going to do is I've cut out some little thin pieces here for both sides, and that will go on there, and then this piece will go on the top like that. So I'm going to glue them all with contact adhesive. It's really quick and easy. You just put it on both sides, let it dry for 10 minutes, stick them together, it's stuck, and then when it's all stuck together like that, I'll be able to just sand off the edges, and then I'll be able to cut out my piece of aluminium and start working out how I'm going to fit that on. So that's what I'm going to do now. So I've glued all the edge pieces on. I've glued some material on the inside just to make sure the sword doesn't get scratched going in and out. I've had to put 2 layers on this side, 1 layer on that side, so when I put it together it will be like that. A bit fat, but this will go in and out nice and easy. And then what I'll do is I'll sand all the edges, I'll carve it over now once it's glued together, and then I'll look at what covering I'm going to use. I've glued it all together, and I've rounded all the edges here, as you can see, and if the X is to remind me which way is the front, because I'm left-handed. So there it is there now, and you can hear it's nice and smooth because of the green material, soft material I put inside. What I'm going to do now is, I think I've got some white leather, and I'm going to glue the white leather on so it joins on the back, and then I'm going to cut out some aluminium strips, one for around the top, one for around the bottom, and maybe one in the middle, which I will then hammer. So I'll have the white leather and then the aluminium on, and maybe I'll spray paint the aluminium black, wire wool it down so that you can see the pattern better, and I think that'll show up the handle and the sword better. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. So the scabbard now, what I did was I've covered it with some white leather. A white leather offcut I got from Abercan Fabrics in Manchester. I've stitched up the back. It's a bit scruffy down there, but it was a lot of stretching it round the end. And then when I've got to the top, I haven't stitched it, I've stuck it, because what I want to do is I've got this really thin aluminium sheet. It looks about 0.5 millimetre thick, maybe, if that. It was the back of an outside notice board which has been thrown away. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a band for here, and I'm going to roll the top with a piece of coat hanger So it's got a nice rolled edge on the top for where it goes round the top of the scabbard. So that's what we'll do next. Well, I've finished all the hammering. As you can see here, it's nicely raised. There's the back. This was all done with this little piece, that this little tool I made the other night. Sorry for all the noise, it's fireworks night. I made this tiny tool which is better than the screwdriver I was using, and I've done it all with this, which also allows me to do these really fine little radial lines and things. So that came out really nice. Now when I've been fitting this on here, look, it's all grubby and nasty now, so I'm going to have to give that a good clean. And this kind of fits in here like that. What I'll have to do is somehow figure out how to glue it. It's a bit of a strain there. Glue it on, I'm not sure, maybe Gorilla Glue or something, and then it will look like that. But before I glue it on, I'm going to spray it black and then go over with some wire wool, see what it looks like. So that's next. So I've got the wire wool now and taken off some of the black so you can see the design better, and you can see all the little hammering marks in the background. Strange to think, a couple hours ago that was just a scrap piece of metal off an old notice board that was going in the bin. So you just need some tools. I used the one I made here, but you could use a small screwdriver like I've shown in the candy skull. So I'm going to now glue this to the scabbard and then we'll see what it looks like. I've finished my scabbard now. It's got my Falcatta sword, well, inspired by Falcatta, inside. So if I bring it up here, you can see the hammer work. Take it down. Here we go. So this is made from totally recycled stuff. It's made with the foam plastic board, which was from an old sign, children's sign. It's got white leather, which were offcuts from leather cushions for sofas. It's got aluminium here, which was the back of an old sign that was being thrown out, and it makes quite a nice scabbard. Nice and sturdy. On the top around here, I've got the nice rounded edge with using the coat hanger wire inside the bend, so it keeps it nice and rounded. And then just simple hammering on the aluminium gives this Roman Iberian pattern that I've put on. So I think it looks quite nice. It keeps my hazel blade here nice and safe inside, nice and smooth inside, and there it is now. So I'm quite happy that it does the job, and maybe it'll inspire you. Look through the recycled stuff you can find and put it to some good use. So I hope you've enjoyed that and it gives you some ideas, and thanks for watching. If you like my videos, go have a look at my channel. There's lots of different videos there, and maybe even like some or subscribe. So thanks again for watching. Thanks.